Hi, I am Elijah Armstrong, and I am super happy to be one of AAPD's Paul G. Hearn Emerging Leader Award winners this year. And I just wanted to take a second to shoot this quick video to tell you a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about equal opportunities for students, and a bit more about my Hearn project this year. I also want to apologize for the cuts in this video. I am coughing pretty heavily between takes because I am currently sick with a capital S. Don't worry about it, I'll be fine. So let's get into this. My name is Elijah Armstrong, he, him, his. I am an epileptic from Jacksonville, Florida. I went to high school at a public school in Duval County called Stanton College Preparatory School, and my junior year, the lights in my math classroom flickered. And it caused me to have seizures. It made me incredibly sick. I had to go to the hospital every time I went to that class. It was not sustainable. It was very painful and harmful for me. And I asked my guidance counselor for an accommodation, and she told me in these words in writing that Stanton didn't do accommodations, and that if I needed an accommodation, I would need to leave Stanton for the integrity of the program. And that upset me a lot because I knew that it was a public school and that I had rights as a student with a disability. And that really kick-started a lifetime of advocacy for me, especially in the realm of disability and education. It took a ton of self-advocacy for me to graduate from high school, but I did end up graduating from Stanton in 2015 and then went on to Penn State, where I majored in education and public policy. I really got into activism while I was at Penn State and got the opportunity to meet a lot of really cool people and get involved in a lot of really cool orgs. I was a member of the Disability Resources Education Activism and Mentoring Board, the DREAM Board, for 3 years while I was at Penn State. And I also interned with the American Association of People with Disabilities in 2018, where I was placed in the office of Senator Bob Casey, which was really cool. I graduated from Penn State in class of 2019 and then went on to the Harvard Graduate School of Education, where I got my master's in education policy and management in 2020. So now we're here. I founded Equal Opportunities for Students, which is where this video is posted, my freshman year of college to do 3 things. The first thing is to give marginalized students a place to voice their experiences in education. The second is to give educators an opportunity to share resources that can help benefit marginalized students and support educational equity. And the third is as a platform to promote and engage in student activism and organizing. I'm going to drop some links in the description of this video to some other things we do with Equal Opportunities for Students that might be of interest to you, and a link to our website. And this brings me to the Hearn Award. For those of you who don't know, the American Association of People with Disabilities gives out 2 Emerging Leader Awards every year, and they come with a $7,500 grant that allows you to continue or start a new project that supports the disability community. One major problem in education is that students with disabilities are systemically kept from being eligible for education awards because most education awards use metrics like resume or GPA to select finalists, and we are looking to change that. With my Hearn Award, Equal Opportunities for Students, in collaboration with the Quello Center, are going to be starting the Heumann-Armstrong Award, which is a new kind of education award which does not look at resume or GPA. We are going to be honoring 6 students from the 6th grade and up, including higher education, who've experienced ableism in education and are combating ableism in education. All students that are selected as winners of the Heumann-Armstrong Award will receive a $1,000 prize. In addition, all winners of the Heumann-Armstrong Award will conduct a video interview that will be posted on Equal Opportunities for Students, highlighting their experience with ableism in education and the work that they've done to combat ableism in education. This is important because too often the discussions that we have around ableism and accessibility in education only highlights teachers, parents, schools, and universities. We want to tell the stories of disabled students themselves and give them the opportunity to speak on their own situations so that we can highlight what disabled students are truly going through in the education system and the good work that they're doing to combat oppressive systems. Thanks to additional funding from the Quello Center, we are able to expand this award to highlight elementary schoolers this year. We are going to be highlighting 4 elementary school students with disabilities from across the country. Those elementary school students are going to receive a $200 gift card, In addition, we are going to purchase 3 books on disability for everybody in that student's class. We are going to be purchasing Judy Heuman's young adult memoir, All the Way to the Top by Annette Bay Pimentel, and Lead On by Maria Antonella Perea. It's really important that we make sure we raise a new generation of students that stands against ableism and also support our next generation of disability rights leaders. And I'm really thankful to the Quello Center for helping us accomplish that goal. We named this award after Judy Heumann because she's a disability rights legend with her own experiences with ableism in education. She survived polio as a child, and her elementary school told her she wasn't allowed to attend because her wheelchair made her a fire hazard. She went on to do so many amazing things for the disability community. She led the longest Section 504 sit-in in the nation in San Francisco. If you want to know more about her, read her book Being Human or watch Crip Camp. She's absolutely fantastic. Initially, I wanted to name this award the Heumann Award, but she insisted on renaming it the Heumann-Armstrong Award, which is such a great honor to me, and I'm very thankful for it. The application process for the elementary school award is going to be a bit more intensive because we're going to be dealing with children that are so young. So that's going to be rolling out later, but the applications for the students in 6th grade and older is out now. Those applications are live. They are in the description of the video. There's no resume, no GPA, no rec letters required. All you have to do is fill out the form in the description and our application review team will go over them. It's just that simple. Also, if videos are more accessible to you than actually writing out the answers, then you can record videos as well. We accept video submissions for accessibility purposes. All you have to do is open up the application, all of the questions are there, and shoot a video that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, answering all of those questions, and you can submit it in the contact form on our website and make the subject HeumannArmstrong Award application. We are really excited to see all of your applications, and we're really thankful to all of you that are taking the time to fill the award out. I want to wrap this up by answering a few frequently asked questions. First, what do we mean by disability? Disability is a really broad thing, but for the purposes of this award, we're going to say a disability is any condition, it could be physical, mental, visible, or invisible, that affects a student in class or in their extracurricular activities or when engaging with their peers outside of class. Yes, that's a really broad thing. It's based on the CDC's definition of disability, so feel free to look at that or reach out to us if you have any questions. We also recognize the fact that a lot of educational spaces use language like special education or differently abled or handy capable. That's not language that we use, but if you do use that language, this award is for you, and we will not hold it against you that you use that language. Ableism. What does ableism mean? Ableism is discrimination against someone because of their disability. Judy Heumann experienced ableism because her elementary school told her she wasn't allowed to attend because of her wheelchair. I experienced ableism because my school told me I would have to leave because of my seizures. We were both denied access to education on the basis of our disability, and that's ableism. But ableism comes in a lot of other forms too. Lower expectations, increased discipline, bullying, harassment, microaggressions. Ableism is a complex thing, and it's a systemic problem, and it comes in a lot of different forms, both large and small. So don't think that your problem is too large or too small to be eligible for the award. All ableism is terrible and needs to be fought against, and all ableism is a valid experience. We don't want to make it seem like we're belittling any form of ableism that any student has experienced. And lastly, what do we mean by combating or fighting against ableism? A lot of students with disabilities do various things when combating ableism in education. Some start blogs and write about their experience. Others go into direct action of protest in other forms. Some do a lot of self-advocacy in order to get themselves through school. Some form organizations. There is no wrong way to go about combating ableism, but I also want to acknowledge the fact that a lot of students with disabilities have to do so much self-advocacy in order to get their medical needs met that doing additional work is incredibly difficult, and that's totally understandable. Just existing in an educational space as a person with a disability is a form of resistance, so don't think that you've done too little of combating ableism to be eligible for this award. All people with disabilities are eligible for this award, and we're really thankful to hear all of your stories and see all of your applications. We are expecting this application cycle to be incredibly competitive, especially considering this year we're only able to offer 6 of these awards, but we're very thankful to everyone who is planning on applying and to everyone who has reached out to help circulate these awards. All of your experiences are valid, and I very much appreciate you taking the time to share your very personal stories with our application review team. Regardless of whether or not you're selected, you are a great disability advocate, and we appreciate you taking the time to reach out to us. Thank you deeply. My nose is getting really stuffy, so I have to cut the video short, but I just want to end with a really big thank you to AAPD and the Quello Center and to Judy Heumann for doing so much to help this award get off the ground. I'm really excited to have officially started, and we've officially launched. Share it with everyone you know, because we are launching this award. I'm so excited. Thank you again to everybody, and I can't wait to show you who our winners are. Lead on, everyone, lead on.